What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and I'm back with another video. Um, this video I'm gonna do right now is, and this is gonna be my last video I do about this. And when I say my last, I just want to hear just my impressions. Like something's wrong with this community. Like maybe this gamers, this is bananas. And I'm gonna talk about the Sony fans. I'm gonna talk about the Microsoft fans, and I'm gonna talk about the Nintendo fans. Well, I think everybody's a little fucking delusional. Like, it's one thing to be a fan of a product or whatever the case may be, but god damn. I'm gonna start off with the Nintendo conference. They didn't even come to E3. They had a fucking direct. And my opinion why they didn't take to the stage is because nothing that they showed, will really look next gen compared to what Microsoft and Sony had. And more or less, like you guys said, wait till we get a game that was built from the ground up for the Wii and you guys you will see the power. Dr. Trey sent me a video of Mario Kart telling me to have that seat, that should look next gen. So I sent him a video of, I think it was Rise and Crimson Dragon, or maybe even Infamous the Second Son. I said, I said, all those three games, now that's next generation. This motherfucker sent me a link to the new Mario game, him in that cat suit, him calling around and meowing. That motherfucker said the tail was rendered in real time. That black bald head motherfucker said the tail was rendered in real time. That's what I tell my motherfucking Nintendo fans. Even I'm not, bashing Dr. Trey's him and his sexual preference, what he likes to do. But goddamn, they didn't turn motherfucking Mario into a full-fledged homosexual. They got Mario in a cat suit, and this nigga said his tail was rendered in real time. What are you talking about? His butt, Trey? His tail? Like, his tail end? What are you talking about, Trey? But anyway, like I said, I'm done with that shit, man. Like, I'm sorry. And I'm not knocking you guys that even that Super Smash Bros. It may be fun for you guys, but that shit look like that's something that could have been done on the Xbox 360. Like, come on, they got the character from the Wiiu fit in there. The fucking woman that helped you stretch your yoga. They got the character as a fighting person, as a fighting character, and the Wiiu fit the woman. Like that's like Nintendo. I'm done with y'all motherfuckers there, man. For real. Now on to the Microsoft fanboys, know what I mean? Like you guys know, like I said, I play it all. I got them all. You know what I mean? Like I said, if I was a fanboy, I wouldn't have went out and spent as much money as I did on the PlayStation 4 yesterday. I got my son one. I got him about 4 or 5. I got him 4 games. I got myself 5 games. Got him an extra controller. Got me an extra controller. We both got the cameras. You know what I mean? He doesn't live with me, so he comes over a lot. But he won't own it. So like I said, it is what it is. So like I said, fanboys don't do that. I'm prime example. You won't see Pyro going out and spending money with Microsoft or motherfucking Nintendo. Like just being real, like I think I don't understand the definition of a fanboy. But anyway, Microsoft jokes was hitting me and saying that that's nothing Sony show look next generation. That's not true. I looked at I wish they did show more of their first party games. Infamous Second Son is a very, very, that's a beautiful looking game, man. Beautiful. That joke went up in the air and he split into 3 fireballs and he came back down and struck the ground. That's, it's beautiful, you know what I mean? That game's not going to be ready at launch. Only exclusive they're going to have ready at launch is Killzone and Drive Club, but, they got 2 exclusives, but, you know what I mean? Hey, but that's another story in its entirety. But that game looked, even that Sorcerer game that they showed, when that little green motherfucker looked like, whoo, wait to E3. You know what I mean? A little green, that little tech demo they showed, like that old man was doing that magic. Yeah, that little green motherfucker that looked like ultras, like Schmiggles, my precious. You know what I mean? Like I said, like come on, like I said, you gotta, whether you hate the PlayStation brand, you gotta give, you gotta give them their props. Like, whether you didn't care for their press conference saying it was ready whatever the case may be, those games were next generation games, okay? Shit, and that's being real, you know what I mean? So those games looked better than a lot of motherfucking PC rigs. That's real shit, But anyway, on to the Sony thing, you know what I mean? A lot of you guys, like I said, at the end of the day, in my opinion, thoughts that E3 has always been about the games and the game announcements, and you guys are saying Sony won E3 because they said they won't, you know, block used games or DRM and all that shit right there, and that right there, let you guys said they won E3, and I like I said at the end of the day, and I've said this, I even was going back and forth with Hard Eight about it and several other jokers, and I said, listen. And I'm saying, yet they call me a fanboy. I mean, I ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer, but goddamn, my damn sure the dullest. I even said then, like, they're saying they won't, but they're not saying anything about third party. So Jack Tritton gives his interview, the game trailers, and the web goes crazy. And what did some of these, even Sony websites, and even a lot of you, it's going to be like the online pass. Listen, EA and all these people did away with the online pass. Why was that? So you tell me, they did away with the online pass and they're gonna put it back to play. If you want to get access to the multiplayer, you don't have the code. They're gonna do that again. Like, what if that was the case? They wouldn't have did away with online passes right now. Like, come on. Like, I'm gonna read this to you guys, okay? And once I read this, I'm gonna fucking. You can be the. Now this article is on the Jim Ryan. You guys know who Jim Ryan is. I'm not gonna go into who he is. If you guys don't know, search. What is Sony Joker? Eurogamer, this is Eurogamer interview, and it was a long interview. You guys go to Eurogamer yourself and read it if you like. Eurogamer said, this is Eurogamer. I know that Sony isn't restricting what third-party publishers, now listen to this, I know Sony isn't restricting what third-party publishers do, like, like it did with the PlayStation 3. Nothing has changed in that regard. And you're dropping the online passes altogether. But what happens if a major publisher decides that they want to block secondhand trading on the PlayStation 4? There's nothing that you guys can do about that because that would not tally with you guys' philosophy. Here's Jim Ryan's answer. Our philosophy remains unchanged, so don't worry about that. We will not be implementing online passes or any kind of the source of that. For our own self-published games, will not have that. If a third-party publisher wants to do something server-side or with their own content, there is not much we can do about that. And you guys are talking about it's going to be about an online pass. They did away with online passes, okay? I'll read this again. He said, our philosophy remains unchanged. We know that, right? So don't have to worry about that. They're not going to do online passes. There are no more online passes, okay? But if a third-party publisher wants to do something server-side, for us, multiplayer, whatever the case, or with their own content, there's not much we can do about that, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm going to break it to you down, and it still may not win over a lot of you guys' head. You know what I mean? When I say I call Sony out, instead, like I said, Microsoft came out to say, this is what the publishers want, and said what they had Sony again. This is what I got mad at Sony about, with this have troops and shit. They saying we won't have DRM, but they said nothing at E3 about the development about the third party, okay? Even Jack said they had something in place. So I'm going to break this down for you. Microsoft and Sony, they share the same goddamn publishers, right? They share the same publishers and the same, third party. So why would Ubisoft or Konami just enforce that on Microsoft platforms, and Sony has something in place and not focus, publish, so not enforce it on the PlayStation 4. So they can make all this money on the Xbox, but they're gonna leave all that money there on the PlayStation 4, right? Cool. Even one better, you guys may understand. You buy a PlayStation 4 game, you open that game, right? It's gonna give you a code. Now, like I said, and I consider getting a lot of time, you're not gonna need the internet connection to play their games. They said nothing about third party. So when you enter that code, how is it gonna check to make sure that game is brand new? You need what? The internet connection, right? Even one better. If you buy a copy of Sony Vegas illegally and you install it on your computer and they ask you to enter the product key, and you ain't got nothing to do with just you going online or anything, but how does that company or Windows, you install a new copy of Windows, how does Microsoft check to see if you have a new copy of Windows and that product key is valid? It checks via the internet, right? Okay, so all that you guys thinking yourself is going to be like an online pass, like, God damn. It's right there, clear as day. Like I don't understand this shit. You like Zaya, you're reaching with this. You're really damage controlling. They're not saying that. They come out and claim. Now here's John. Who the fuck is not saying? Even fucking Jack Tritton himself has says if we have VRM in place, you guys go look at his goddamn interview. If third parties want to use it, they can, but we're not going to use it. Okay, yay, Sony. All right, they all about the game. If they were all about the gamer, they wouldn't have them DRM practices in place on their platform. Okay, so don't fool yourself thinking Sony gives a fuck about you. We're all a dollar sign to them. How can you support the Xbox One? It's going to have DRM. Sony's going to have DRM. Microsoft said the same thing as them. If they can't reach. If third party publishers want to restrict you guys selling or trading your games, they can. There's nothing Microsoft can do about it. Microsoft said the same goddamn thing. He's saying the same thing. So you're thinking, you're saying, you know what? You're reaching because Sony came out in E3. You know how many customers they're going to lose? They go back on they're not going back on what they say because they won't. But they didn't, like I said. They not going back on what they said because they said they won't do it for their self-published games. But they said nothing about Activision, Ubisoft, nothing about those guys. Like I said, if they share the same goddamn developers, you know what I mean? You think Microsoft would sit there, all this shit they taking, if, you know what, Mo, you just going to do it on my platform and you're not going to do it on Sony's platform? The fuck, they're always connected to the internet. They ain't got nothing to do with shit because the system is powered by the cloud. Take away the goddamn game. Even if it wasn't for the DRM, you still need an internet connection the way that goddamn system is configured, okay? Leave that shit alone. That's another can of worms. We're talking about this DRM shit. Why you guys said Sony won E3. And I'm I'm not saying that Microsoft won because everyone's entitled to their own opinion, okay? You may still think that Sony won, and it's cool. Like, I don't give a shit. And I'm not trying to change anyone's opinion. I'm not trying to shove the Xbox One down your throat, but I'm saying you don't be foolish in thinking that there's not going to be DRM on the PlayStation 4. The same shit that you're knocking Microsoft for is right there, clear as day. This man, Sony is saying it right here, out of their own mouth, that if third party wants to do it, they can. I even seen this shit to Icy Rhythm. Icy, my man. Well, they talking about the online multiplayer. I said, bro. You see their server side. It says server side or with their own content. When you open that PlayStation 4 game and you don't have that code that said that the game is brand new, enter it. They're going to ask you for a fee to gain access to that game, to the game, not just the multiplayer, the whole goddamn game. Like, this is real shit right here, man. Then you guys were jumping up and down, fucking up for the deal. Then you guys were jumping up, oh my God, Killzone is free to play. But first you was jumping up and down and saying that Microsoft didn't, embrace free to play. Now here, if you guys don't know what a free to play game is, they give you certain aspects of the game and they will give you more features as you pay for them. Pay for what you like and not fuck it. It's a smart way to do business, you know what I mean? Now, y'all should think, it's DOA 5 is the same. I think they give you 2 characters, but they don't give you everything in the game. Microsoft gives you 1 character. Say if you want, Orchid or Julie, whoever the fuck, them only 2 players you play with, and you really want to get Killer Instinct, and you got $10, you can have those 2 characters. But even with that 1 character, Microsoft is giving you access to the whole fucking game, including the multiplayer and the story. You understand that? You know what I mean? The whole fucking game and the fucking story. As long as that content doesn't exceed $50 or $60, who gives a shit? As long as it got tight, like it is with any free, when you guys get playing inside too, it's going to be motherfuckers that's going to have, that's a free to play game. They're going to have shit that you're not going to have, that they're going to watch because they bought it. They don't give you the whole fucking game for free. Just because it says free to play, you don't get the whole goddamn game free. Like I don't understand that. You know what I mean? Heartache, my man, my brother from another mother. And he's jumping up and down with that. Like, what is the definition of free to play? And I'm new to PC gaming, I know that. Motherfucker, look at Warframe. You got motherfuckers that got shit. Oh man, you got these little bullshit ass guns and weapons now. You got motherfuckers slipping through that bull, cut the whole goddamn game in half. How the fuck they get? You gotta buy that. It is what it is, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I even had Gamer Nate call me today. He was like, Oh man, it's fucked. Microsoft making this free to play. It's fucked up. This bullshit. I'd rather pay $65 for the game. I said, Nate, I tried to talk to them. What if you only like 2 characters? You know what I mean? Well, why they got to do? I said, it's Microsoft. They can't force a third party to do free to play. This is Microsoft game. You know what I mean? Maybe only like 3 characters in the game. Julie, that nigga look like Mike Tyson, or you know what I mean? Orchid. $15. And if them only 3 characters, you can still play online and get wins, losses, and losses and all that. Like I said, I don't get it, man. Like I said, no matter what Microsoft showed, and you said they weren't gonna show games, you guys said it was gonna be all Connect games, and you still come up, oh, they lost, they exposed, Xbox. Like, come on, man. End of the day, I'm done with this video, man. Like I said, end of the day, like if you guys want to read that article on Eurogamer, you can. And like I said, I'm not making this shit up. You know, keyword, we won't do it, but if third party wants to do it, they can. There's nothing about no online pass. They did away with online passes, ladies and gentlemen. They're no more. It makes no sense for them to stop doing online passes this generation to do them again in a few months. That's stupid. You know? You guys jumped up and down about, oh, the PlayStation Network is free. We can play online multiplayer. You know, but now you now Sony, which is good. I'm glad that they charge. I hope that they bring their servers up to par, make it as good as Xbox Live. I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like I told you, free isn't always great. I'm not one against that. I think they've been should have charged for it. You know what I mean? Put some money back into their servers and shit. You know what I mean? Into their servers. I'm sorry, but anyway, I'm about to wrap this video up. And all I got to say is, man, you Nintendo fans and Sony and even Microsoft fans, man, like God damn, give credit what credit is due, man. That's all that I'm saying, man. Bang, bang. Damn, dog.